Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ultra channel, and today we're here with actually another What If Issei Had a God Key. Like, damn, you guys really are into this series. I should be making more DXD What If. Comment down below if you guys want more DXD What If. So I don't want to actually drag this introduction out actually longer. I'm just gonna say, if you guys hear background noise, I'm truly actually sorry, guys. Without further ado, let's start this story. We start actually this story off where Issei was just actually in his house. The last part was actually Issei meeting actually the Exorcist and also actually Riser. If you guys want to actually see actually that part, link in the description and so yeah on. So Issei was right now looking at the two Exorcists and he decided to actually get down to the point. Pretty much Issei's actually parents went to bed since they had work tomorrow, so it was just Issei and the two Exorcists. Issei will actually ask why two exorcists in this town, and immediately they will be surprised and ask how did they know that they were exorcists. Issei will say that they give up so much holy energy, so it pretty much was actually like easy for actually him to actually know. So they will actually just say like yes, they are actually from the church and they are exorcists. That there is one more person actually with them, but she's actually running late. That they will meet actually her tomorrow. Issei will say like fine, of course. So they will actually say that they are here to meet actually the devils of actually this actually town, of course. Yada yada this, yada yada that. They explain about the holy swords being stolen. Jeez. So Issei, it didn't actually really bother him. It didn't concern him, of course. So he would just say like, yeah, sure. So we fast forward all the way to the next day. There, Issei is at the front school, and with this, the two exorcists are actually there with him. But they were actually waiting for someone. Out of nowhere, a girl would actually be running towards them, saying actually how sorry she is and how good it is actually to see them. This girl would have blonde hair and green eyes, and it would be Arcia and gentle. Irina would say that it was no problem, of course, and Arcia would apologize for taking actually the wrong actually bus. So with this, they will actually go and actually meet actually Sona and actually Rias. As once the door opens to the Orc Club, to surprise, they will actually see Sona there too. So with this, they will actually ask what was the meaning of this, and they will actually say that they're from the church and they actually want to talk to actually them. They will look towards Issei. Issei will say like, yeah, he's just going to class now, as they wanted to talk to him, but already too late. He was out of actually the room. Now, fast forward all the way to the next day, or not to the next day, but the end of the day, of course. Issei will be now in the dimensional gap, as pretty much Issei was just in the dimensional gap doing his homework while pretty much explosion could be seen behind Issei, as you will just see Scarlet and Orpheus just battling it out, as they will just basically just shout, just fighting for something so stupid, how pretty much who's the better looking person and pretty much who gets to actually like hang out with Issei and like the next day. Issei was sad. This was basically his normal daily life, of course. He has two mates, two dragon goddess, of course, that's fighting over him, and he didn't really mind it. So we pretty much like go on and time skip to the next few days, of course. And the few days was actually kind of a peaceful day for Issei. Nobody actually disturbed him, nobody actually bothered him. It was just only him, himself, and school, and sometimes Arkano, of course. But Issei actually kind of heard from actually like Arkano about actually the Exorcist, how pretty much Kiba went rogue and things like that, how the Exorcists are actually just like trying to get back the holy source, and yeah, but that was not actually Issei's concern. His only concern was actually like the two dragons that entered this town. Issei sends two dragons entering the town just a few days ago. But Issei didn't investigate it, he just wanted to see what they were actually going to do. Now, once Issei was actually in his house, just chilling doing nothing, of course, immediately he will hear a knock on his door. Issei will open it and he will see the three exorcists. As there, they will see Irina totally beaten up as they will bring her inside. Issei will ask what happened and they will actually give an explanation to Issei what happened, saying how pretty much Irina was attacked by Kokubel and freed, and pretty much how Kokubel it actually took all the holy swords, going to merge into one. However, he's at the school right now with actually Reyes and Sona. Reyes is fighting off against Kokubel, and how Kokubel is planning on destroying this whole town. Now, once Issei actually hears this, he didn't really care about actually what they were doing, but the fact that Kokubel was going to destroy his hometown, his own domain, like nah, he's not gonna let that slide, of course. So Issei will actually tell Zenobia and Arcia to go to the battlefield, of course, which they will actually do, as they actually trust Issei to actually handle Irina. So Issei will place his left hand on Irina, as immediately Irina will start glowing a green color. Now, Irina would immediately wake up and ask what happened, and Issei will bring her up to speed. Now, Irina would immediately go and ask that she wants to help, but Issei will push her down and saying that she's staying here while he will actually help them. That she is not actually just like ready, of course. Like, she just woken up, don't push herself too much, trust me. So, Irina will trust Issei, and Issei will actually go to the battlefield. Now, once Issei actually arrives there, he immediately will walk through the barrier which Sona put up. Sona was surprised that he just walked through the barrier again like it was just nothing. So once he gets to the battlefield, he will just see actually everybody there on the ground not having the strength to even stand. He will see like Zenobia and Arcia on the ground. It seemed like Arcia was crying as Zenobia's eyes would widen, and basically Kokubel would tell the truth about God, and so on. Now, Kokubel will notice Issei just arrived and he will ask if he's actually another person who came to challenge him. They will look behind them to see it was actually Issei. And with this, they will actually kind of be surprised. And they thought Issei was actually here to help them. But Issei is saying that he's not here to help them, that he's actually just here to take care of actually trash, of course. So with this, Issei would actually appear right in front of Kokubel. Kokubel would take a step back. He was not actually expecting Issei to be this fast. Before anything can even happen, Issei would immediately just actually kick Kokubel in the stomach, making Kokubel cough out saliva before sending him actually flying backwards. Now Kokubel would immediately start to launch himself towards Issei, trying to actually attack at him, but Issei would immediately just dodge them like there was actually nothing. Issei will grab Kokubel's wrist before he will break Kokubel's wrist before swinging him around, throwing him towards the ground. Now once Kokubel hits the ground, Issei would immediately just go hitting the Kokubel in the chest with barrage punches, of course, making actually like a medium-sized crater. As Issei, once he was actually done, he would throw Kokubel up in the air. Now Kokubel will have enough and he will make himself a giant actually like spear as before launching it towards Issei. Issei would actually deflect it like it was merely just actually a soccer ball, as Kokubel would be surprised. He would actually ask how did he do that before Issei just kicked him in the jaw upwards before making Kokubel spit out blood. And Kokubel was actually amazed by Issei's strength. He actually kind of offered him that Issei should join him. They could actually rule actually the world together. They will have riches, power, money, anything, of course. But Issei would actually straight up refuse, saying that pretty much that was not his style, that pretty much like, heck, Kokubel should just take a hike. So Issei would appear right in front of Kokubel with his two hands together, as Issei will actually call out his actually special move. Big Bang Kamehameha! Now, once actually Issei launches actually Big Bang Kamehameha, this would actually completely actually engulf Kokubel, and with this he will actually be like incinerated. Not even a trace actually there'll be actually only just black feathers floating all around, and this will surprise everybody that he just took down Kokubel with ease. But out of nowhere, the barrier will just break, and revealing two actually figures. One will actually have actually a white armor, and this will be the White Dragon Emperor. But there was another person beside actually the White Dragon Emperor. This was actually a girl with actually blue hair, blue eyes, and she pretty much had a uniform on. Issei would be actually surprised to ask who was they, but immediately he would notice that these are the two dragons that he actually sensed just the other day. Drag would actually talk to Issei in his mind to say to Issei to pretty much stand back and to pretty much get out of here now. Issei would ask why, and Drag would say that that's Tiamat. And Issei was like, Tiamat? Like the Dragon King? And Drag would actually confirm. Now, the White Dragon Emperor would say with Kokubel that they came for Kokubel on an order from actually Azazel. But Issei would say like, oh, Kokubel? Yeah, that's actually him on the floor there. As he will point towards actually just a pile of feathers that was actually on the floor. And they will actually ask what happened. Issei will explain that he just killed Kokubel. This will shock the two of them and say that they only came here for Kokubel and he was just dead. But Tiamat smelled Issei, and she realized that Issei was a dragon. Now, she can't sense Issei's actually power or magic, which was actually so strange, of course, but heck, she can smell Issei's scent that he gives, like his scent was that of a dragon. Now, immediately, the White Dragon Emperor would take free and would say like, well, this will have to do before the two of them will actually just leave. Now, immediately, Sir Zex will come with his armor, and Issei didn't want to deal with this actually shit, so he actually just left too. So, we'll fast forward all the way to actually a few days as Issei was actually in class. As Issei was actually in class, he actually just heard that pretty much Zenobia and Arcia basically just transferred schools and so on, that they're basically just in his class right now. And they actually joined actually Reyes Barrage because seeing that they heard about God, they actually got exiled from the church. So they decided to join actually Reyes, but like Irina, she didn't hear about God, but she gets to stay at the church. Now, immediately Issei will just be actually staring out the window before the teacher will say that they have another transfer student. Issei was just get annoyed, like, why are these transfer students just transferring all over the place? Like, jeez. So, immediately they will actually introduce themselves as pretty much Issei will look up and to his surprise his mouth will just drop to his desk. He will see a beautiful actually girl with white hair, blue eyes, and she was wearing the Kuyu Academy uniform. And she kind of had the expression of a tomboy, but still, she was a badass. And this was actually Valet. The other one was actually like with Tia. Sorry for actually the pause there. I needed to drink water. As they explained that they actually came from actually Europe and things like that. And they're pretty much transfer students. Now every guy would pretty much simp over them, besides for Issei, he was just surprised and he would just say like, Drag, could this get any worse? And Drag would say like, I'm pretty sure it can get a lot worse. Now, we pretty much time skip to about like a few actually minutes. No, I'm doing a lot of time skip, jeez. To where Issei would actually be on top of the roof. He's not meeting with actually Akino today. Normally this was actually the time that they actually had lunch, but Akino had business with the new recruitments, of course. So Issei will be on the roof chilling, but he will hear two actually voices asking if they can actually join him. Issei will look back to see if the transfer student. He actually asks like, oh yeah, sure. Your name is actually Valane and actually Tia, right? They will actually say like, yes, that they pretty much transfer here, like, and so on. So they're new here. Issei will say like, yeah, he got the point, so yeah. But Tia will actually get straight to the point. Say that if Issei is a dragon. Issei was full of just say like, I don't know what they're talking about. But she would just say that she smelled Issei and he has a scent of a dragon. Issei said like, wait, how can that be possible? And Drag actually says that Issei is a dragon, he does have a scent of a dragon. They may not be able to sense his energy, but they can actually smell him, so yeah. So Issei would say like, god damn it. So he would just come out and say like, yes, he's a dragon. Now, this was surprised he had known a dragon was in this actually school, and she actually asked what actually was Issei doing in this school, of course. Was he aligned with the devils? But Issei straight up refused, saying like, hell no man, he doesn't work for the devils at all, he just knows one devil girl, and that's pretty much it. He just didn't have any business with them. So pretty much they will actually get to that point and actually ask that they came to this actually town because they heard of a powerful person here, a powerful dragon. But seeing that Issei was here and he took care of Kokobo, they were the person and that they were looking for. And Issei said like, okay, they found him, so what? They will actually offer Issei like a good actually deal for actually Issei to join them. Issei will ask to join them in what, and to pretty much to join the actually Chaos Brigade. Issei will actually kind of like, huh? Join the Chaos Brigade? Are they stupid? Issei chuckled and say like, wait, you want me to join the Chaos Brigade? Oh hell nah! He was straight up refused, saying that he has no interest, of course, that he just want to live a normal life. And pretty much, like Verlaine will actually kind of talk finally and ask like if Issei belongs to any faction. She was just wondering, and Issei straight up says like no. And this would truly surprise the two of them. And Issei would say like what was the problem? And they actually thinking that since Issei is not part of a faction, then he's pretty much of a stray dragon, is he not? Issei would say like, yeah, he doesn't work for anyone, he's a dragon, he soars freely in the sky. He doesn't actually, nobody controls him but himself. That's what dragons are. And they will actually kind of explain to Issei if that, like, kind of like it was dangerous for a dragon to be on its own, but not in a faction. Because now dragons are actually kind of being like extinct because of the whole actually Great Holy Wars and because of the two heavenly dragons, and they explain about that. But Issei said like, heck, he doesn't care, that he can actually handle himself. But Verlaine would say that since Issei killed actually a general of the fallen angels, maybe fallen angel might be coming after him, seeing that he was a stray actually dragon. But Issei would say like he doesn't really care, of course. But bell would ring, he would actually catch them later, and it was actually fun talking to them. Now, once Issei was pretty much about to leave school, he would get actually a call from actually Akano. And Issei would actually ask Akano what was actually up. And Akano would have a sad expression on her face, and she would actually tell Issei that to meet actually him in the orc room. And Issei knows that this is not going to be good. Now, as they're walking, Issei will ask what was the problem, and Akano would say that he's in some kind of a trouble, of course. Issei would say like what kind of trouble, and she would just say to Issei that the Devil Kings are here to see Issei. Issei will actually kind of say like, wait, that's it? Okay, fine. And Akano asks if he's not worried. Issei would say like no, and Akano would say that they are not happy. But Issei would say that yeah, if they try something, then he would just actually eliminate them. And this would surprise Akano that this guy does not even care for one bit. Now, they eventually will reach the orc room, and there Issei will see three Devil Kings. There are three Devil Kings there. Ajuka, Sir Zex, Seraphol, and also Greyfear there, and once the two of them lock eyes, she's glaring at him. Pretty much, they'll actually tell Issei to sit down, of course. Now, Issei immediately knows that the devils surrounding actually the orc. Like, immediately there's actually some devils that actually surround the orc, and Issei knows like, okay, this is about to actually get a little bit actually heavy right now. But guys, I'm going to be actually ending the what if here. If you guys actually really want this actually part 4 of this, get the video up to about like, again, let's get the video up to about like, you know what, let's get the video up to about 30 likes. Seeing that we're actually hitting the 30 likes, I'm going to increase it. Let's get the video up to 30 likes. And I'll be making actually a part actually 4 of this actually really soon, guys. And the next part will be actually Issei versus the Devil Kings, of course. And that fight is going to be epic, guys. You don't want to miss it out. My name is Ultra Anime, and I'm logging out. Peace.